How can we be victorious on the battlefields of life without becoming deformed, ugly, and scarred from the conflict? This is the life lesson we'll learn from the 8th star of Vedic Astrology, Maghā, the gift of power. In this series, Life Lessons of the Vedic Nakshatra, we'll discover how life really works by exploring the 27 constellations through the mystical Sanskrit words of the Vedic Nakshatra Sutra. Okay, so as you know, I'm working on my translation and explanation of Taittiriya Brahmana's Nakshatra Sutra, which is 27 lines of sutra or mystical code explaining how each Vedic star functions and malfunctions. Each Vedic nakshatra. Now, each one of these nakshatras, by understanding how they function or malfunction and what they're all about, we learn from each one a really important lesson about life itself. So this week, let's discuss what we learned from the 8th star, Maghā, which means the gift of power. As we always do in this video series, let's start our exploration of the sutra by hearing the real sutra itself. Let's hear the actual Sanskrit from the sutra, which I recorded in a musical format with some of the students from the first online Nakshatra Sutra class that I did. Here it is.
Pitrinam Maghā Vidantah Purastat Upapramsho Vastat Pitrinam Maghā Vidantah Purastat Upapramsho Vastat
Pitrinam Maghā Vidantah Purastat Upapramsho Vastat. That means the forefathers' gift of power needs demoralization to ruin. The forefathers' gift of power needs demoralization to ruin. So to explain this, what you should know fundamentally about Maghā is that it's essentially a symbol of conferred power. That's what Maghā is really all about at the core. Conferred, inherited, gifted power. The word Maghā itself means power, but it also means gift. And so the word Maghā means the power that has been gifted or conferred or inherited from a superior authority. And Maghā belongs to Pitri, Pitrinam Maghā. The Pitri are the authority. They're the paternal ancestors. Pitri, paternal ancestors, forefathers. They are also themselves the deputies. See, the deputy is conferred with authority from the sheriff, right? The Pitris are the deputies, and Yama is the sheriff. Yama is the god of judgment. Now, the life lesson here is, how do you use power? How do you defeat enemies without becoming bloodied from trying to defeat them? Even if you win, you lost so many resources in the war, or even if you win, you got a huge scar across your face now, or you'll bust it up. So is there a way to win battles without getting damaged at all? That's the secret of Maghā. So to understand the secret, let's look into the Prastat and the Avastat for this nakshatra. The Prastat is the thing that the nakshatra needs, para. And the Avastat is the thing that the nakshatra wants to produce, Ava, wants to give it. So what does Maghā want to produce? It wants to produce Upapramsha. That word means that Maghā wants to destroy. It wants to ruin. Upapramsha means to ruin, to destroy, to crush, to scatter and disperse and destroy an enemy. So this is not a fluffy, lovey-lovey spiritual nakshatra. This is a hardcore, intense war, fight nakshatra. What does it want to do? It wants to crush, kill, destroy. How is it going to crush? How is it going to ruin? How is it going to scatter the enemy? By its prastat. What it needs is rudanta. Rudanta means tears, lamentation, wailing, crying. So it's going to make the enemy run away, apabhramsha, because of tears, because of crying. So in the English translation, I'm saying it's demoralizing. It needs to demoralize. If the opposite side, if your enemies have morale, then they're going to fight you even when they're down. They're going to keep fighting. But if you can destroy the enemy's morale, then they won't even come after you. They'll give up. They'll apabhramsha. They'll disperse. That's how to ruin them. So this is Maghā's lesson, right? If you want to know how to win a fight without getting a black eye, make the fight not even happen. Now there's different approaches to how you make the fight not happen. Maghā's approach is one way, and it's one valid way. Maghā's approach is make them cry. Make them think that the odds against them are too great. Demoralize them. Make them think they can't fight you. They shouldn't fight you. Why would they think that? Because you have Maghā. You have invested power. You have been conferred power from some authority. You're a deputy. Maybe you're not a sheriff walking around down the street, but you're a deputy. You have friends. You have people backing you up. You're aligned with some kind of authority that makes it dangerous to mess with you. That's how you win a fight without getting in a fight. So sheriff and deputy is a perfect example. Or any kind of police. Think about police, really. A police person is just the same person as you and me. But they have the authority of the government invested in them. And so, sure, sometimes police officers get into actual gunfights. And sometimes they get into actual fights. But most of the time, the only thing a police officer needs to do is drive around or walk around. And just by the fact that the police officer is on the street, the crime goes down. The criminals go elsewhere. They go someplace where the odds are better for them. So that really illustrates how to win a war without fighting too much. Now, how do you get that invested power? You have to be like the Pitri. You have to align yourself with a source of authority. And the ultimate authority is righteousness, is morality, is truth. Just like the Pitri. The Pitri are aligned with Yama, the god of authority. Yama is Dharmaraj, the god of morality. He's the judge. He judges the morality of everybody's actions. And the Pitris are aligned with him, so they are undefeatable. Nobody can mess with the Pitri. The Pitri take everybody. Everybody dies, and the Pitri takes them, even if you're Indra, even if you're Brahma. So nobody can fight with the Pitri because they're aligned with Yama. So in the same way, if you want to become really ultimately powerful in every situation, don't just look for a powerful friend or try to align yourself with the authority organization or what. That's good for small little things. But if you're looking for the ultimate power in life, align yourself with what is right and what is true. And wear a badge for it. Let people know that you're aligned with what's right and true. For example, a big problem these days is domestic violence. You should wear a badge that says, look, I know that in my culture or in Vedic culture, Mahabharata and so forth, everybody says that any man who strikes a woman deserves nothing. There's no obligations to such a man. This man deserves nothing from society. This man should be punished. I know that. You have to make it known that you know it, that you're aligned with authority. If you're secret about your alignment with authority, then the enemy doesn't feel demoralized. So you have to announce it. Like I remember, for some reason, actually I have quite a few Maghā things going on in my chart. And, I used to walk through the worst neighborhoods in Lower East Side, New York City, at night, anytime, like way late at night. Nobody ever messed with me the whole time because I was dressed as a monk, as a Hindu monk. I was wearing a badge that I was aligned with some really powerful authority. None of those people, those really serious people, would ever mess with me. That's the Maghā power. Now, another question somebody may ask is, why? Why do you want to ruin your enemy? Well, take the example of domestic violence. It's because your enemy is freaking evil. Right? So you have to be like the Pitris. The Pitris reward the good people, but they destroy the bad people. That's where the spirituality of Maghā is, truly. It's in the Dharma of curbing the evil. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadadmanam shrujamyaham. Krishna says, I will destroy these people too. So that's why you would want to use power to destroy. You want to destroy people that harm others. You want to destroy the exploiters, the predators, who affect yourself and especially who affect others. Then you're aligned with Vishnu, Krishna, Yama, and you get all kinds of power from that. Then when the enemy sees you, they flee. And so you emerge from your life struggles, not just victorious, but battle wounded. You emerge victorious and unscarred. That's the magic of Maghā. Don't miss the life lessons from the other 26 star clusters of Vedic astrology. Subscribe to my channel now. And keep your ears up for announcements about the release of this book and the next online classes about it. Thanks.